First of all, if you're not watching on our YouTube channel, I have to ask the question: what in the world is, or what are you wearing?
Yeet. I'm not buying the real ones, man. I got like the real deal Holyfield right here. I mean, these are like everyday life legit. So,
just get you a
just
paint pen.
WWE.
Just get you a paint pen like Jey Uso does, and just write "yeet" on the front of them. That's exactly what he does. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Squared Circle Radio, the show that is for the fans, by the fans. You knew I was going to say something. Come on.
That's why I do it.
My name is Chris Belcher. I'm your phenomenal host. That is my brother from another mother, Jared Justice. Of course, the young buck, Andy York, is here as well. Andy, I mean, what are we going to do with this guy?
He's the life of the party. What can you say? He's definitely the Big E of our New Day.
Yeah.
Wow. No, Jared, he just called us the New Day. Are you kidding me?
I'll tolerate it for now.
Okay. Andy,
We'll
I agree. He is the Big E of our New Day. I agree. Totally agree. Yes, yeah, for sure. I was trying to think of another clever one, and I just can't. Andy just nailed it. All right, welcome to the show. If this is your first time joining us and you don't know what in the world is going on with these guys, this is for the fans, by the fans. Guys, we just have a blast in here talking about wrestling, having a lot of fun. We try not to take it too seriously. It's supposed to be entertainment. There are sometimes that we take it more serious than we should, but at the end of the day, it's all entertainment, and we're going to sit here and talk about it. Like the video if you're watching us on a YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would help so much. That button is down right there, right below the video. Please do that. If you're watching live, drop comments, drop questions. And if you're listening on podcast, just make sure to follow on whatever platform you have chosen. Guys,
Shitty Kitty must be here somewhere.
Somebody. The chat will be hopping in a bit, I am sure. So again, if you're watching live, drop those comments and questions. We will take all of those. We'd appreciate it. All right. Saturday night's main event coming up this Saturday, and seemingly it's headlined by John Cena versus R-Truth. Let's get into it. Let's preview the event. Let's start with this match. Jared, I'm going to throw to you first here because again, if you're new to our YouTube channel and you haven't checked it out, Jared released the first episode of his spinoff show called Wrestling for Justice. It's on our YouTube channel. It has its own playlist. Go check it out. But Jared led the show with not being too thrilled that we're having one of John Cena's matches be R-Truth. Jared, I'll give you this platform as well to sort of explain why you're not thrilled about this.
So on Wrestling for Justice, the show that Chris is talking about, originally I was afraid it was going down a much worse path than what it looks like we're actually going down, because it's not actually going to be like a pay-per-view or whatever they call them now that they're headlining. It's just going to be Saturday night's main event, which is still a big deal. So I'm kind of more okay with it. It's just, I mean, can anybody tell me off the top of their heads how long it's been since R-Truth has been in the main event of friggin' anything? I mean, 205 Live, anything?
Capital Punishment.
When was that?
2011, when he faced Cena for the title, I think. Because that was around the time that he and Miz main evented Survivor Series against Cena and Rock.
So, I mean, this guy...
2012, something like that.
He's basically played for a joke. And I mean, this guy can wrestle. Like TNA, if I'm not mistaken, Ron the Truth Killings. I mean, he was kind of a big deal for
He was the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, 10 pounds of gold, baby.
And so, I mean, but now it's like he's never featured except for some stupid skit like backstage that usually makes no sense. Little Jimmy, take it or leave it. But I mean, it was funny when it started. It's not funny now. It's like New Day. It was funny when it started. It's not funny now. So, I mean, I was trying to wrap my head around it, guys. And I didn't understand why they were doing this. But if it's just going to be Saturday night's main event, then I can be more okay-ish with it.
Andy, I'm okay with this match. I think it's a great callback to their feud. You can sort of give us a little more context from that perspective. That was during both mine and Jared's dark period. So you're going to have to fill us in there. But having said that, the reason that I'm sort of on the fence about this match, honestly, it's not for the title. Like they specifically announced tonight, it is not for the world championship. So you have John Cena in limited appearances already, and he's the champion, and he's not putting the title on the line. Like that's where I'm sort of confused. What are your thoughts?
Why is that? First,
I don't know. Andy,
Yeah.
Andy, explain this, please.
I have no idea why the title's not on the line either, unless they have something planned where Truth is going to win and they don't want to put the title
Surely
on
to
him.
God,
So
not.
they're going to do that. That's their way to get out of it. I don't know. I feel like the title should be on the line, but then again, it's more from, especially from hearing what R-Truth has been saying the last couple of weeks, it's more for Cena's, we're going back to it, Cena's soul more than anything else. He's fighting to get back Cena's soul from The Rock or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know why the title would not be on the line. If they're going to do this, I'm glad it's happening in this way and not on an actual PLE. Yep. Like not a main event of a SummerSlam or anything like that. Just make it a Saturday night's main event, and then that way we can move on from it from this point on. Because you knew they were going to do this match at some point down this on his last run. Like you knew they were going to do this. So this is probably the best part to do it. Yeah, because Cena is his childhood hero. So of course they're going to have this match at some point.
The man is older than Cena. We all know that, right?
Yeah, that's the whole
okay.
gimmick.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think this is the best spot for this. And I don't think anything I don't think Truth is going to win, but if he is, I can promise you probably nobody will remember it if he does, because it's probably not going to be clean.
The best spot for this is up a Wild Boar's asshole. I mean, this is just, if it's going to be anywhere, find your Wild Boar, put it there. I don't want to see the Wild Boar. I don't want to see this.
Listen, what I would have preferred on this retirement tour is a tag match with these guys. Let's see the Truth together against, I don't know who. Regardless,
have them win the tag titles.
Have them win the tag titles. There's City Kitty in the chat. Hey, y'all, what's up? All right, so I don't know. Like, I'm torn because I love R-Truth. I know Jared doesn't. I love R-Truth. Any R-Truth backstage segment with anything is...
You can't even say it with a straight face, dude.
It is pure... the reason I'm laughing is because
it's not gold.
Not
it's
all
far from gold.
Stupid things that he does and how hilarious it is. And Andy, please back me up here. Is his backstage segments not just gold?
Well, they are. I think he is the greatest comedy gimmick of all time in professional wrestling. Like I think he goes down as that, and he's what normally would be horrible for anybody else, I believe, just because of the fact that it's R-Truth saying it. So like anybody else could say that, and I'm like, this is so stupid, this is dumb, but it's R-Truth, so we love him. We have to love him.
Tom and Nick Mysterio. I mean, come on, that's the most hilarious thing. Listen, Jared, I know your blood is boiling. We will move on, but I have to say this, Andy. As great of a comedy act as R-Truth is, and we all know he can wrestle, dude, that sit down with Wade Barrett on SmackDown, like that was actually really good. We saw a serious R-Truth, and it was like, bro, let's go. I can get behind this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it showed a completely different side of him, and it shows how much this means to him to get this opportunity and to face Cena. So I know Jared's not excited about it. I'm like the match itself is going to be just fine. It's not going to be anything close to, a good match probably,
right.
But it's going to be what it is, and it'll be fun at the least.
Jared, to go back and answer your question that you had about why the championship is not on the line, I think there's a very good chance that R-Truth wins with the help of a returning Cody Rhodes. I think there's a good chance that happens. So maybe that answers your question. I don't know if it'll make you feel better, but I think it might answer your question.
I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Let's get the rest of the Saturday night's main event card. Maybe it's a little more serious. Maybe we can stop having fun for a minute. For the World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso is going to defend against Logan Paul. A great spot for Jey Uso. We'll get to that in just a second. A tag match that we saw the closing of Monday Night Raw tonight. We've got CM Punk and Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. And in a steel cage match, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest to settle this rivalry. Jared, only 4 matches announced. Maybe we'll get another one announced on SmackDown. We didn't see anything on Raw. There's a good chance they just make one on social media this week. Who knows? But Jared, of those other 3 matches, what sticks out to you that you're excited about on this show?
I mean, really, I'm super excited about like the Sami Zayn deal. Like, I mean, I was watching it tonight at the end, and dude, I was fired up. Like, I was like, please, for the love of everything good, don't let Sami Zayn turn. And like, I love that picture you just threw up there. And like, he's smiling, he's grinning from here. Look at him. Look how happy he is. It's like a happy dwarf or something in Lord of the Rings. There he is. But
It
yeah,
definitely
I'm looking forward to that.
It definitely looked like, Andy, that he was contemplating either getting in the ring against these guys or just siding with them. You can definitely see the conflicting feelings for Sami.
Yeah, and I think we're heading to revealing potentially a third man at some point.
Yep.
Sami Zayn could be the third guy. He could be the guy to turn on Punk in
Maybe.
this match and join them and be a Paul Heyman guy moving forward. So I at this point, nothing is out of the realm of possibility with this storyline because anybody can do anything. But yeah, I'm with Jared. I think this one is probably going to be match of the night. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be the car crash tag match that we always love to see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very excited for it too. I think I wrote this down in my notes too. Like this, if this isn't where we're revealing a third man, like we're getting close, or we're at least making Sami Zayn think about it a lot more in this specific match.
They're teasing it for sure. Like purposely, like they're trying to make us think, oh God, oh no, Sammy's going to turn. I mean, you can tell.
And then it goes all the way back to the way that he looked at Jey Uso as well the night after WrestleMania, where they were in the ring together. And I think that maybe the turn doesn't happen for another month, but Jared, maybe that's where the turn happens is Sami actually turns on Jey, not on CM Punk, in the way of trying to get Rollins the championship. That's the dagger right there, is he turns on Jey.
I mean, thinking back, and you guys kind of helped me here. It's been a while, but I always felt like that the entire bloodline, like as a whole, kind of did Sami wrong just the whole time. I mean, like they had fun with it. You could see him like breaking character, like they're laughing at the stuff he was doing, but kind of behind his back, they're all kind of laughing like, what a smuck. He's kind of here for like our entertainment. Like, and so, I mean, it would make sense. Like, I don't think it would make sense for Sami to turn on Punk, but for Sami to just right at Jey, man, I mean, they could back that up.
Yeah, Andy,
I completely agree. I think, they could do this heading into SummerSlam because it seems like Seth is going to be the contender for the world title going into SummerSlam, no matter who is world champ. You could do the turn at SummerSlam itself, where he turns on Jey and helps Seth win the title, and then they pose at the end. So I think that makes complete sense.
Andy, I know that rumored right now is the Evolution pay-per-view in July. Is there another Saturday night's main event
that weekend
in July? That same weekend. Okay. I was trying to figure out if there's a pay-per-view in July or if we're going Money in the Bank in June and then to SummerSlam in August. Because I'm trying to think if it doesn't happen at SummerSlam, if Rollins wrestles Jey before then, so that he goes into SummerSlam as the champion, maybe facing Punk at SummerSlam. Who knows? Just a thought there. Okay, so speaking,
that would be great. Like I can picture that in my head. Punk and Sami, very good match.
Yeah, for sure. As we're talking about Jey Uso, let's throw this graphic back up here. as Jared was wearing the glasses earlier. See, that's Jared. That's what I'm trying to get you to do right there. It's right on the screen. Just take those little glasses of yours, get you a white paint pen. I will give you mine, and just write it. It'll be fine. Jey Uso and Logan Paul, Andy. This is a great spot for this. A great spot for Jey Uso. Lots of eyes are going to be on this. It's going to be on cable television with a huge megastar in the social media space like Logan Paul. A really good opportunity to get Jey Uso over.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect way to do these Saturday night main events. Of you want to make them feel important and like things happen, but at the same time, you want to kind of progress what stories you have going. And I don't think this match would happen at a normal pay-per-view. So I think it's very smart to do it here, kind of like the True Cena match. This is kind of the only place I could see them doing this match as Saturday night main event. Maybe they run it back again at Money in the Bank, but I kind of only see that happening this Saturday. So I think it's going to be a fun match. It's a great way for Logan Paul to once again get out there, especially on cable. But I don't see any way he walks away with the title right now.
I mean,
Jared, yeah, go ahead.
I think it could be a match on a normal pay-per-view. I mean, like I'm pretty excited to see these two guys go at it. Like I think it has the potential to be an absolute barn burner, and Jey Uso just kind of is like the little engine that could, man. Like he needs some help getting up that hill when it comes to once the bell rings. But, I mean, he's very entertaining. The fans love him. I mean, I was even looking at his merch earlier thinking, do I want this shirt? The answer was no. But I was thinking about it, so that counts for something, I would imagine.
Oh, my goodness. So, Jared, if Jey needs some help in the ring, and Logan has only had, let's be honest, he's been in the business since 22. Is that right? 2022. So he's only really had a handful of matches, maybe 15 or so. Good. He is, but is he good enough to carry Jey to a good match?
I think so. I think a really good shot. I mean, could it go off the rails? Could there be some big time botches? Yeah. But I mean, sometimes just that magic is right on the right night, man. And I think things could fire on all cylinders, and this could be like a heck of a match.
All right. So let's, normally we do these predictions for pay-per-views, but we got a pretty big Saturday night's main event. Honestly, it's pretty loaded. Andy, if you're going out on a limb here, does Jey retain the title?
Absolutely.
Jared,
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Man, I would like to see Logan win it, man. I think it's like 49-51 kind of teetered in Jay's direction, unfortunately. I would say Jey if I had to, man, but I mean, it would be very easy to convince me otherwise.
I'm with Jared in the fact that this is a great spot for Logan to win the championship if he is going to. However, I think they're building this Seth Rollins thing with Jey Uso for a reason, so I don't see them going away from it. I hate that I'm reading that way into it to make my prediction, but I'm going to go Jey Uso here. Let's get back to that tag match real quick. You've got Rollins and Breakker against Punk and Sammy. Jared, what do you think the outcome is?
Rollins and Breakker, baby, for sure.
I mean, you got to ride that train, I think, right, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sammy is kind of in this match, unfortunately, to be the one to eat the pin at the end of the day. So yes. I'm going with Sammy. I'm going with Rollins and Breakker.
The other thing I'm sure of, it's that match.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, the one other match on the card that we haven't really talked about is Priest and McIntyre in a cage. You guys weren't super high on this match for WrestleMania. I thought they did really well, and I thought picking this thing back up at Backlash in the Fatal 4-Way leading to this cage match, I think is really good. I think Damian Priest really needs this win, though, Andy. I know that we tried to make the argument that which one of these guys needed the WrestleMania win more, but like we're in a spot where Priest has got to get a win, man. If he's going to be a main event player on SmackDown, he's got to get a win here.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm kind of going with Jared's philosophy of if I'm sure about one match happening and the outcome, I'm like 99% sure that Priest is going to walk away winning here, just because they are going to try to build him up. I think Drew needed the WrestleMania win more. I think Priest needs this to make him feel even slightly important on SmackDown, because SmackDown is so loaded right now, and Cody's not even back yet. And when Cody comes back in, then it all kind of shifts back down even more. So I think Priest really needs this win. I know I said the tag match. It's either going to be the tag match or it's going to be this match. It's going to be match of the night, because I think both these guys have something to prove. They had something to prove at WrestleMania, and it was one of my favorite matches of the whole weekend. Was their match, and so I think this one's going to be right up there with it.
I love when Andy skips around his match of the night prediction. It's it's going to be a good card when Andy skips around his match.
I normally have my one that I'm like dead set on. There's a couple.
Well, listen, you get into this, Jared, and you talk yourself into things, and you're like, "Oh man, this is gonna be good." It's like it's a cage match. It's going to be good.
But isn't, and I say that because, like, man, I remember whenever me and you were younger, and like the big blue cage, man, and like that just meant something, dude. But a lot of times, what it meant was blood, and they are kind of going back to the blood concept. So I think if you dabble a little bit and get a little color, and red equals green, I think that it could be a good match. But with no blood, like, I haven't been interested in normal cage matches in quite some time. I think that they kind of crushed Priest's character after WrestleMania, but this is that one shot, man. Like, they got one last chance. If they don't pull the trigger now and let him win, like, I don't know what you do with him.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. All right. Saturday night's main event this Saturday. Tune in, NBC. We're going to cover everything for you next Monday on our show. So make sure that you are tuned in to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, all of those kind of things. All of that stuff is right down below the video if you forget about it. Also on our channel, we mentioned it earlier, Wrestling for Justice, Jared's brand new spinoff show is live. Go check it out. Jared hasn't been able to be on the show for the last couple of weeks, so he sort of gives some good opinions about some stuff and weighs in on some things. It's an easy listen. Go check it out. He would appreciate that support, as would the rest of us. Also on our YouTube channel is a brand new interview that dropped yesterday with my friends Connor, Pat, and Rory from Pro Wrestling Symphony, the brand new wrestling promotion in Nashville, Tennessee. Their first show is June the 1st. It'll be headlined by Nashville native The Code Colby Carter against former WWE and NXT superstar Donovan Dijak. So it's going to be a great show. Get your tickets over at brooklynbowl.com, Ticketmaster, all the places, or just go check out the interview. It's on our YouTube channel. It's great behind the scenes as to what the promotion is, who's going to be on the card, maybe a little sneak preview into the next couple of shows. They're already booked at the Brooklyn Bowl for the next several months. So go check that out. We would appreciate that. And if that's not enough, I know we're all here to talk about wrestling, but Lord willing and weather holds up, Jared and I tomorrow night in Nashville, Tennessee, go see AC/DC at Nissan Stadium again. Weather holds up. All that to say, for you music fans on this channel, Jared and I are going to do a vlog about the AC/DC concert. So all of this weather stuff that's going on, you'll experience it right there with us. So
if we die in the tornado, it will be captured on film.
It will. And we will make sure that Andy,
my wife's going to start yelling.
Make sure I get the footage so I can upload it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I'll hit the button at the last second as I'm like swirling in the funnel. Yeah.
Yes. I will make my will right now that Andy gets the footage and Andy has to post it. Okay. So that will happen. But all of that to say, that's going to come on the channel later this week. So lots of great content on our channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the videos. That helps the algorithm. Drop us some comments and questions and feedback. We would appreciate that as well. One other thing that we have to ask before we move on. Have you checked out our friends over at Sports Wire Radio? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on Big Tom and all of the great content. Let's hear from him and we'll catch you on the other side.
Looking for all the latest happenings in the world of sports and wrestling? Well, you're in luck because SportsWire Radio has you covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. With great shows in the world of sports, such as the Pinstripe Chronicles, hosted by Uncle Tats, Donald Stewart, and Rob Barrows. New York Baseball Talk with Chris Bazaya and Rob Maraska. The Liftoff Jets, also hosted by Chris Bazaya and Sharman Phillip. Neil Villapiano and the Devil's State of Mind. Randy Dillon's Hockey Fan Chat. In the world of wrestling, SportsWire Radio has you covered with Squared Circle Radio, featuring Chris Belcher, Andy York, and Jared Justice. Those sit-down marks with DB, Primo, AJ, and Michael. A work in progress, featuring the Mayor of Canton, Piles, and Glenn Abbott. You can catch all of these great shows and more anytime, anywhere, and any place via the Listen Live button on SportsWireRadio.org, and you can also catch SportsWire Radio anytime on YouTube at SportsWire Radio 6579 to catch all the latest happenings in the world of wrestling. SportsWire Radio has you covered. It's all sports matters and all wrestling matters here on SportsWire Radio. I am your host, the owner of SportsWire Radio, the #1 global radio station, the owner of the Promo Wrestling Federation, and one of the owners of the Pride Wrestling Federation. Your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters, the Reverend Tom Bryce.
Thank you, Tom Bryce. We appreciate you. City Kitty in the chat. ACDC should be great. Hope the weather holds out. Listen, Andy, it's looking rough, man. It is not looking promising for tomorrow night at Nissan Stadium.
No, it is not.
No.
Nashville has been like that the last month and a half.
I know.
I mean, we play, peek behind the curtain again. We play softball every Friday night, and we played the first week, and then we met literally a month without playing because of rain, and then played, and then missed the week because of rain, and then played again. So it's Nashville is the weather here. You never know what you're gonna get.
You just never know. Yep. And then when it comes to wintertime, either we're in a snow globe or we just get everything, and it's the dumbest thing.
It's horrible.
All right. This podcast is not about Nashville weather. This is a podcast about wrestling. And as we always say, the wrestling world never stops. We are headed towards Money in the Bank, gentlemen, and we have 4 Money in the Bank qualifiers. Let's hit the women first, and then we will hit the men at the end. First up, Alexa Bliss defeating Chelsea Green and Michin on Friday Night SmackDown. Jared, to qualify, sealing the first spot in the women's Money in the Bank for Alexa Bliss. Now, you know me, I'm torn because Alexa Bliss wins this match, and I should be thrilled, Jared. But as Andy and I said on the podcast last week, there is nobody that should be Miss Money in the Bank ahead of Chelsea Green. I can't believe, Jared, that she is not in this match. What are we doing here?
I can't believe it, and I'm very glad she's not.
Oh, come on. What?
She's not the best wrestler. I mean, is she okay to look at? Yeah. But I mean, what does she have to offer that's so great?
She is the best female character on the roster by far. There's nobody even close. Case closed. She's the
Rhea
best.
Ripley.
No.
I'll go say.
Character. Rhea Ripley, not a character.
Yes, she is.
No.
So you're saying the Undertaker was not a character? Because I see a lot of the Undertaker in Rhea
I'm
Ripley.
saying that the Undertaker had moments in his career where he did not have a character per se, but for the most part, yes, the Undertaker had a character. Rhea is not. No, I don't think so. I don't think she has a great character outside of the Judgment Day. I think she's just sort of hanging out there right now.
Right now, she does seem like she doesn't have much of a direction, but the character, like, I mean, look at like the way she dresses, the makeup, like her entrance. I mean, that's what makes a character to me. That's what made the Undertaker, his entrance. Like whenever she came out tonight, like I stood up, I was like watching. I mean, like it had me involved. I feel like that's what a character does.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I'm with you. That's fair. I still think Chelsea Green's character is far better than
I disagree.
Anybody else on the women's roster. Andy, can you tell this debate for us?
I think you're both absolutely right. I am being Switzerland in this because I think Rhea Ripley really is I think she is a character, and I think if you listen to the reaction of what she got tonight, I mean, that was the loudest pop probably outside of CM Punk was Rhea Ripley coming out to the ring. The place went absolutely nuts. However, with Chelsea Green, she has a very unique character, and not many other women on the roster have a character that works, let alone a unique character that is still very popular with the fans. So I was shocked that they put Chelsea and Alexa in the same match together. I think they may do like a battle royal at the end of all the people who were in qualifying matches and with somebody walking away, and so that's how Chelsea may get in. But at this point, it's not looking like she's getting in. So I think it's time to move on from that one.
It is very sad. Listen, I know that Rhea Ripley got a great pop tonight, and I'm not going to dig on Rhea anymore. But Andy, what I will say is the pop that Alexa got for her version of Sister Abigail on SmackDown. As soon as she locked in that move, the place just exploded. Dude, she is over right now, and it is awesome to watch.
People miss Bray Wyatt and his move.
Yes, that's true too. Yes.
Yeah, but as long as they keep her on TV, like she came back at the Rumble, got a massive pop, was there the next week, and then was like absent for however many months, and then came back and got a massive pop. So as long as she stays on TV, I think she is going to be extremely popular.
And now she's doing this thing with Charlotte Flair, Jared. Like I don't know what this is. We still don't know.
I mean, I was just getting ready to say, like, I feel like she doesn't have much of a direction either, other than that. Like, this could be interesting. I think they've stepped away a little bit from the goth stuff with Alexa. Somebody was talking about that, maybe Sam Roberts or somebody. But it was very, very subtle, but it does seem like they are kind of trying to make her not possessed, not like demonic, like just a normal person who dresses a little goth. And so I do dig that because I thought her character was getting stale. I like Alexa Bliss a lot, but her character needed something else.
Yeah, for sure. Like she'd been gone for 2-ish years, whatever it was. And obviously the rumors have been that she's going to be paired up with the Wyatt Six. I feel even, I could be wrong, but I feel even more now that they're pushing her away from that. Like, I don't think it's going to be a thing. I think she's going to be on her own. They're seeing the reaction that she is getting, and I think she will be out on her own now. Let's look.
I just want to say thanks to Brad in the chat. Like, I mean, just read what he says. This is a very smart man. I like him. I dig him.
Listen, Brad. Okay, for those of you who are listening and not watching YouTube, Brad is throwing the thumbs down for
a very smart man.
And listen, thumbs up for Alexa Bliss. Listen, this is the most torn that I would be in a wrestling match right here is between these two. Okay, so it is what it is. All right, let's move on to the aforementioned Rhea Ripley qualifying for the Money in the Bank women's ladder match. A spot that she definitely deserves because she is great. I just think she's floundering a little bit, but maybe this will boost her up a little bit. But someone who's not floundering, the newest member of the Monday Night Raw roster, earning her spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, that is Roxanne Perez. And we know, Andy, you said a couple of weeks ago it's your dark horse. I think we need to remove the dark horse label. I think we need to solidify this pick for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, she's my favorite right now going into it. I don't see obviously we only have other people on the spot, but I don't think Rhea needs the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't think Alexa needs it. I think it's a great way to kind of push her to the top, sort of like what they did with Tiffy. But I think she's going to be in a great spot no matter what. I think she's going to prove herself even more in this style of match and in a ladder match. So I'm excited to see what she does. And the match tonight with Becky, Natty, and her was fantastic. I thought they did a really good job with it. So I'm excited to see what they do with Roxanne at Money in the Bank.
I do think that Rhea needs it, man. Like, I think that of everybody, her and Roxanne Perez, they're pretty equal about needing it, I feel like. I think it could be great either way they go. I'm going Rhea Ripley. I think that's the way to go. But I mean, Roxanne Perez, I mean, she's pretty cool, man. I mean, she can go.
I'm going to make this point after we discuss the men as well, but I'll just allude to it here. I think they all three need it. I think you could make the absolute case that all of them need. I think Alexa Bliss 100% needs it. She hasn't been a women's world champion in like since 2018, I think was her last run. So if you're bringing her back and she's going to be a mainstay on the roster, you got to reestablish that credibility that not only is she a great character, not only is she a good wrestler, but that she is a champion and she is a viable competitor, not just somebody who is inserted in there. Same could be said for Rhea Ripley. I just talked about how I think she's floundering a little bit. I think holding that briefcase, it just gives her the ammo against a Liv Morgan or against a whomever it is to just hold it above their head. Hey, look what I've got kind of thing. And then Roxanne Perez just coming up from NXT. What a way to establish her if she was Miss Money in the Bank, to really strap the rocket to her exactly like they did with Tiffany Stratton, and projecting her on. But again, we have plenty more matches. We're going to talk about them in just a minute. Let's talk about the men's qualifier from SmackDown. Do I have that shot here? Where is it? I don't think I have it. Doesn't matter. So there it is. I put them in the wrong order. Solo Sikoa, Money in the Bank qualifier. Now, Andy, I was surprised by this. Like, I think they're on the way back to building some credibility for Solo, but I was surprised by this.
Yeah, out of everybody in the bloodline, he was the last one I actually thought would be in this match. I don't know. I think you're right. They are slowly trying to build him back up, but they have a lot of work to do because he is so far down. And so I think him being in this match is great. I don't think he's going to win. I don't think, he really needs it. Honestly, I think keeping the world title out of the hands of the bloodline for a while is pretty important. And so him winning the briefcase would really kind of just bring it all back together. And I don't think that would really work out well. So I think it's great that he's in it, but I'm not high on him winning right now.
Solo is very good. Like, I mean, he is. But going back to characters, like his character died. I mean, like after Roman beat him, he was done, and he still is done. And I mean, they're trying to bring him back. I just don't want to see him win the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't. And maybe that's part of his character kind of sucking right now. But I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, I think that's the line that we were kind of towing when he was feuding with Cody Rhodes while Roman was gone. It was like, oh, we don't want to see this one. Well, like that's the point. Like that's what they want us to feel, is like he's not deserving of this spot. And I think they sort of continue that, especially because we're so behind Jacob Fatu right now. And then you've got Solo with those little digs, like in the promo, like, remember, Jacob, what you used to say? Why don't you say it like you said it? The way that he was digging at Jacob makes us all hate him even more. So I think that's the point. Which, Andy, it's very interesting that we're hating on Solo, and a lot of people want to cheer his new muscle, Jeff Cobb, now known as JC Mateo. Andy, I'm just throwing you an alley-oop here, and I hope you slam it home. What do you think about changing Jeff Cobb's name to JC Mateo?
Like, I think every time they change the name, why? What's the point of change? Just because they made a career outside of WWE doesn't mean you need to change their name. I get it. It's more of a bloodline-esque name. I don't know. But it is what it is. It's not the worst name in the world.
That's true.
We're not looking at a Shorty G or a Slapjack or whatever they called, what T-Bar or whatever they were back in the day. It's not the worst name in the world, but I rolled my eyes when I heard that they changed his name. But it's one of those, you just kind of move on and it'll be over in a little bit. So it's fine.
Guys, the resemblance between this guy and Bo Dallas is absolutely unbelievable. Like, whenever I saw him, I was like, holy crap, did Bo Dallas put on a bunch of muscle? Like, that's really what I thought. I don't know, man. Do you all see it?
Now. No, I see it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, if you're watching our YouTube channel, I've got the photo up right there. It is. If you're only listening on podcast, please jump over to the YouTube channel. Watch our smiling faces and how much fun that we're having. And you can see the point that Jared just made. Yeah.
I was waiting for him to say believe, and I was just going to go, oh my gosh, it's him.
That's hilarious. No, the point in wrapping up these Money in the Bank qualifiers, and again, we have Alexa, we have Roxanne, we have Rhea, and we have Solo. Those are the 4 that have qualified so far. Next week, we have Charlotte Flair, Zelina Vega, and Julia in a triple threat match on SmackDown. We also have Aleister Black, LA Knight, and Shinsuke Nakamura in a triple threat match on SmackDown to qualify for Money in the Bank. Guys, all of these people, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, are deserving of being in the Money in the Bank match. And we're putting them all in triple threat matches, Andy. Some people are getting left out. This roster is so loaded right now. It's insane when you showcase the talent like this. I mean, I didn't even mention Jimmy Uso and Rey Fenix lost to Solo Sikoa. You have Becky Lynch, who we glossed over, lost tonight. Kairi Sane lost tonight. Thoughts and prayers to Zoe Stark and that injury tonight. Natty lost tonight. Just so many people, Andy, that are deserving to be in this match that won't be in it.
That's the downside of having a stacked roster is you have too many spots. You only have certain spots to fill, and only certain people are really going to get those spots. So I hate it. Honestly, hearing the triple threat with Aleister Black, LA Knight, and Shinsuke Nakamura, I'm like, oh, he's going to win. Oh, no, LA Knight's probably going to win. No, like Shinsuke kind of needs it. So there's just so many different options, which, yes, that stinks for the people getting pulled out of it. But the people that make it kind of makes it a toss-up of who's going to win Money in the Bank this year, which is a really good upside of having a stacked roster at the same time. So it's a double-edged sword, but you take what you get.
You said earlier where we're talking about things we were sure of. I am positive that Shinsuke Nakamura is not winning that match.
I agree.
If he does, I will have a bowel movement on myself. I mean, it would be unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I will make my prediction for that one. I'm going LA Knight in that one. I think the Miz and Carmelo Hayes somehow get involved and get Aleister Black ripped out of the match. And then Shinsuke is there to eat the pin, and LA Knight's going to move on and maybe, just maybe, finally win the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe. We'll see. All that to say, Jared, what do you think, man? Like, just look at those names. It is such a deep roster in WWE right now.
I think Aleister, he's going to win. That's just, I think that he's back almost like he's brand new. And I think you have to have a few people kind of like Roxanne Perez. I know I went against her, but you need a few people that are brand new. You throw them in one of these Money in the Bank ladder matches, and like you just let them go out there, man, and make a name for themselves again. And at the end of the night, people are saying, my gosh, Aleister Black is back. And I mean, did you see his performance? Did you see him like do a roundhouse kick into a ladder into somebody's face? Like, I'm going Aleister with that. But like you guys were saying, roster is stacked. There was no excuse for last Monday Night Raws, how terrible that was. I could barely watch the thing. There's no excuse to ever have a show like this now.
I mean, Andy is exactly right. Like, we're going to predict Money in the Bank in 2 weeks because that show's going to happen. It's going to be an absolutely insane show with, again, the people that are going to get left off, but the people that are going to make it in. Maybe our expectations are going to be way too high, Andy, but I think that's the stage that we're at right now.
I would rather have a show with crazy high expectations than a show where nobody really wants to watch it because you know it's going to suck. So I will take these shows any day of the week. I think you're absolutely right that it's going to be a really great Money in the Bank and 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches that could go up as like 2 of the greatest Money in the Bank ladder matches of all time. And we only have certain numbers of the field already set just because of the talent that's in the ring. So I think it's going to be a show to remember.
Yeah. I completely agree. speaking of shows to remember, we're not sure on Money in the Bank. We think John Cena is going to be on the card. He's seemingly advertised for it. We're not sure yet. But all year, we even have a playlist on our YouTube channel. Again, if you're not on our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. A playlist dedicated to all the videos that we've talked about John Cena throughout this year. You can find them all in one place. So if you're a John Cena super fan, go check it out. Everything John Cena from this year is there. All that to say, we're celebrating John Cena's retirement year. Jared, turn that hat around real quick, please, that you're wearing. Turn that around. Jared is celebrating the John Cena retirement tour wearing the John Cena St. Louis hat. So we're all having a great time celebrating John Cena, right? The thing is there are a lot of other guys, and this realization hit me last week. There are a lot of other guys who are very close to retiring as well. And I hope they get the celebration that John Cena is getting. And one in particular that hit me harder than the rest is AJ Styles. Dude has gone on record several times and said that he is not wrestling at 50 years old. Anybody want to guess how old AJ Styles is? 48. He's getting close, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Styles is not going to be wrestling full-time that much longer, if at all, that much longer. So, Jared, in the same way that we celebrate Cena, and I hope we treat AJ Styles the same way on the way out.
No pun intended here, but the dude looked phenomenal tonight. I mean, he looks more muscular than he's ever been. He moves like he's way younger than what he is. I mean, look at him there. He looks like HBK back in like the 90s. I don't know, man. But the thing I will say, the only thing that I will say about this match in particular that you just put up there was there's and it was a spectacular match. But there's so much more they could be doing with AJ. I feel like he needs to be at a higher level and quick. We need to take advantage of the time that we have left with this guy. And right now, I don't feel like they're hitting max potential.
Put him in Money in the Bank. Like, have we seen him? AJ Styles at 48 years old with the Money in the Bank briefcase, I think would be awesome because the dude needs to win a world title once again. Like, he needs to win a world title one more time. Or, you know, we talk about all these bringing up past rivalries with John Cena. AJ Styles had 3 fantastic matches with John Cena, 3 of the best of Cena's career, probably.
Yep.
So I would be fine to run that back one more time. So I agree. I think there's so much they could be doing with AJ, that they're not doing, which is a shame just because he is one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. And so I think you need to be doing more with him. So I would love to see him in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've only seen AJ. I think we've only seen him in one Money in the Bank match, maybe
so.
2. Technically 2 because the COVID one. He was in the COVID one, so I think he's only been in 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that being said, though, he's been in WWE since 2016, so he's had plenty of opportunities. Let's put him in there, Jared. You mentioned the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. We've got one more segment on this show before we sign off for tonight, and that is This Week in Wrestling History. We're going to kick it old school and celebrate May 19th, 1996. What happened that night? The infamous curtain call in Madison Square Garden. It was 29 years ago today that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall wrestled their final match under the WWE banner, under the Diesel and Razor Ramon characters. And then this happened. Razor comes out, Triple H comes out, heels and baby faces hug in the middle of the arena of all arenas, Madison Square Garden. And Jared, it set the wrestling world ablaze.
Dude, that was the night that World Wrestling Federation truly became World Wrestling Entertainment. They broke the seal that night, man. I mean, look at those guys. They're like young pups back then. But it baffles my mind that the way that all went down with Vinnie Mac saying, "Oh yeah, if it means something to you, Sean, you know, why y'all go out there and do it." Then he punishes Triple H, which thank God he did because of what happened with Austin winning the King of the Ring that year. But man, if I was Triple H, man, my hind end would have been raw for a long time about how that all went down.
And it was, and Andy, before you jump in here, I've listened to a lot of interviews with Triple H here recently. Not sure why. It just, my algorithm, it's popped up, and I've listened to a bunch of interviews. And he said specifically there was one time where he went back to Vince and he lost it on him. He said, I'm okay with taking this punishment on the chin because, you know, I'm the one that has to take it. As long as you can promise me light at the end of the tunnel, I'll stick around. But he said there was one time that he had a specific match that he had the worst wrestler on the roster and he had the worst referee on the roster. And he said it was just disaster the whole time. And he went back to Vince and he said, you have to give me a chance to succeed. You can't put me in a horrible position and then just laugh about it and expect me to do it. I can't when you're giving me the worst referee, which he didn't name the worst referee, but the worst wrestler, Andy, I don't know who the referee was, but the worst wrestler, he mentioned it, was Ahmed Johnson.
That was like Goldberg before Goldberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know who Ahmed Johnson is, yes, Goldberg before Goldberg. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm going to make you both feel really old because I was a couple months away from being born when this picture was taken. So I was not around in the world when this happened. However, like seeing the significance of it, you know, all these years later, I mean, it's probably the most infamous picture in wrestling history. One that Austin probably goes back and just hugs every time he sees it because it made his career at that point.
Yep.
But you know, like you're looking at four. Oh, and again, we use this term all the time, but with these four guys, it's true industry changers. Like these four guys changed the industry forever in this moment, and then what they would go on to do as well. So, you know, it's one of those that I think everybody's always going to remember. It's one of those moments that, you know, in the world today, if this happened, nobody would bat an eye just because of how much the curtain has been pulled back. But for that time period and during that time, I mean, it's you know, they broke the cardinal sin. Like they broke the cardinal rule, and Triple H paid the price for it. But it's one of those that you just look back, and I always smile when I see it just because of what it meant and what it led to down the line.
Yep, for sure. And Triple H, in one of those interviews, he said that in his meeting with Vince, where Vince told him that he was punishing him, Triple H said the last thing he told Vince when he walked out the door, he said, you know, he said, I don't understand why this is such a big deal or why everybody's upset about it. He said, because what we did, the unscripted moment that happened, got the biggest pop of the night in the Garden. He said, the wrestling business is changing. Just know that the wrestling business is changing.
And Vince said, not yet, buddy. Not yet.
Vince said, maybe it is, but not yet. Triple H says, oh, but it will, because the ripple effect that this caused. You guys already mentioned Austin. Don't even gloss over the fact that yes, Hall and Nash went to WCW the next day and created the NWO, which everyone still knows about and talks about today. And it changed pop culture from a WCW perspective, bought WCW like 4 more years of longevity. So the wrestling world, Andy, even though you weren't born yet, you can still see the effects that this one event had on the wrestling landscape forever.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, the Bullet Club, when they did what they did, went with an NWO style just because of how popular it was, because of Hall and because of Nash and the Click and everything else. So it's the impact that these four guys have had in ring and out of ring. Because like what you just mentioned shows me that Triple H has always had his ear to the business and could sense when times and things were going to change. And obviously the regime before that, before him taking over now, he was so senile and old, he didn't know what was happening. So Triple H coming in and being able to do what he's done, you know, goes back to then. And then you have Shawn Michaels, who, you know, some might say he's the greatest of all time. I wouldn't go that high. But I mean, like all four guys have just been, all four guys changed this business forever and are continuing to change this business forever.
I thought I'd educated you better than that, Andy. Good grief.
He's top
the one
five,
thing
maybe.
Before we get Chris started, the one thing that Chris brought up that like blew my mind was That was the last night that we saw Razor as Razor and Diesel as Diesel. I mean, we saw the fake gimmicks, but I didn't realize because when they came back, they were Hall and Nash.
Yep.
Yeah.
May 19th, 1996 was on a Sunday. The very next night, May 20th, Scott Hall climbs the barricade at Monday Nitro, interrupts the match, and says, "You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here," and set the wrestling world on fire. I truly believe, Jared, I truly believe that as monumental as Hulk Hogan's heel turn was, that really formed the NWO. And as monumental as the Montreal screw job was and what that did in the world of wrestling, arguably some people say that created the Attitude Era. I truly believe the curtain call is the most important moment in the history of professional wrestling. What say you?
I think Hulkamania. I think Austin 316. I think the curtain call. And maybe Hulk Hogan turning. It's between those four, somewhere in there.
Okay. Andy, being the young pup, what say you?
I mean, it's hard. It'd be hard to argue against it being that. Obviously with Hulkamania being what it was, and Austin 316 and Austin being probably the biggest draw in professional wrestling history. To the whole Attitude Era, just in general, with Austin and Rock and Triple H and Shawn. But those moments a lot of those moments come from this moment.
Yep.
And so I think it all leads back to the curtain call. So I would agree with you probably.
Oh,
and the last thing that nobody ever brings up that was a big factor in the history of wrestling were those Die Rocky Die chants at Survivor Series and the fire that it lit underneath the Rock's hind end.
Yep.
That was a big moment.
Yeah, it's huge. They tried to shove the blue collar baby face down everybody's throat and it didn't work. And
they tried it a couple years later with Roman and it didn't work. Who would have thought?
Runs in the family.
Never learn. Some people just never learn.
Oh my goodness. That's true. Some people never learn. Right. All right. Well, we hope that you have learned a little something on this episode of Squared Circle Radio, especially if it's your first time being with us. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate that so very much. And follow us on social media if you're so inclined. Our social media handles are on the screen. The show's social media handle is on the screen. We're available wherever. Shoot us a message, drop us a comment, a question, all of those things. If you're listening on podcast, just follow on whatever platform that you're on. Jared, I know what you're about to say, so I'm going to throw it in.
Hideaway Boys, Gabe and Sean, 2 locations, Hideaway Novelties, Impactful. These guys are supporting us, man. I talk to them quite often. They dig the show. They're letting us put flyers up there. I mean, anybody that wants to do that, man, holler at us. I mean, I'm getting out there and trying to find people. If you want to do something like that, let us know, man. I mean, free publicity. We'll say it right here on the show. And my buddy Brad, I always want to give a shout out to him. So, Brad, thanks for tuning in. Whether he's in Japan, whether he's in China, whether he's in North Kakalak, it don't matter. He's always tuned into the show, and you should be too.
I love it. I love it so much. Hideaway Boys, thank you so much for your help. Pikeville, Kentucky, check them out. Got some t-shirts coming their way, got some flyers coming their way, all kinds of things. Taking care of those fellers for helping us spread the word. We appreciate it so much. And we appreciate Pro Wrestling Symphony for allowing us to be part of their journey. Again, go check out that interview, especially if you're in the local Nashville area, or if you're City Kitty in Knoxville and you're just a couple hours away. Come on down to Nashville June 1st for their debut show. I promise you, you will be entertained. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Andy, anything to add before we sign off, brother?
No, I just looking forward to Saturday night's main event. I'm looking forward to a Nashville Symphony. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me go. But we'll see. I'll probably end up actually going, but I'm looking forward to all of that. Listen, professional wrestling is great, and independent professional wrestling is like the life stream and the bloodline of that in a lot of ways.
Yep.
And so, shows like these, they're always fun. They're always a great time. You get to see some people, and then be impressed by people you don't know and become lifelong fans of them. And that's the fun part of wrestling. So I'm looking forward to it.
100% right. Couldn't have said it better. Go check out Pro Wrestling Symphony in Nashville, Tennessee. Make sure you check out our ACDC vlog that is going to drop at the end of this week. Weather permitting or not, you're going to take the journey with us. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Speaking of journeys, we'll be back here with you next week. Same time, same channel. Make sure you're subscribed. For Andy York and Jared Justice, my name is
Brad learned green is not good.
Green is not good. Sorry, I missed that comment. All right, City Kitty says you good night, y'all. Y'all be safe. Yes, to everybody, be safe out there. This has been another edition of Squared Circle Radio. We will catch you guys down the road.